Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba. My name is Abdurrahman Gaddafi Yassin, and this is Show Me the Market. For those who love cars and graffitis, today we are in Riara area meeting with Moha Graffix. He's going to tell us more about what it takes to have such kind of business and owning such a garage. Join me and take your position till the end of the show. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome. We're here with Moha. He's going to tell us more of what it takes to become a graphics artist. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Karibu sana.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. Asante sana. Thank you so much for having us today. First and foremost, tell us about Mohammed Graffix. What is your real name? Because majority of people just knows you as Mohammed Graffix.
Moha Graffix. Okay, my full name is Mohammed Kartar. That's my full name. When I started, I used to do cars in different garages. Now I remember there's a client who told me, you have to put something so that people can know it's someone else, not the people of the same garage. So I put my name Moha. Instead of Mohammed, I just did it short for Moha. Then he was like, now someone will think he's the owner of the car, so just put something, what you do. So I did the Moha Graphics there. But when I started, I didn't know that it's going to be a brand, because when I started it was like just a hobby, because where I was working, the owner of the place, I was a salesman. The owner of the place told me, because my diary was full of drawings, even you can see if I open my books, they are full of just drawings. So he told me, instead of you wasting your time working, selling things, go and do what you love most. That's when I went out. I went to different garages to look for jobs. At that time, matatu were not all like now. They were very boring. Now when I started, it was like something new.
When was that? Which year?
I think it was the late 90s. Yes, late 90s, but I started since 1991. 1991, I used to make those small stickers for matatus inside, like if the music's too loud, then you're too old. If something is too hot, those small slogans we used to put those days.
Kulipa fare ni lazima, kungoja utangoja tu urudishiwe change.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. And maybe what inspired you to come with like now you have your own garage, you own everything. What inspired you to start your own garage and starting your own graphics?
Okay, at first I used to be like freelance. I used to go to different garages, maybe someone calls me in Moja, Kayole. So I used to go. So it started becoming a bit tiresome for me, because Alhamdulillah, the first time I started, at least I got in touch with clients who really loved my job and my personality. So people wanted me to do, like everyone wanted me to do their cars. So I used to go to Kayole, sometimes Langata, South Sea. In one day, maybe I would have like 3 cars I have to attend to, and I cannot divide myself. So I remember there's a client from Embakasi. That's the client who made me start working at home. He called me, he told me, Moha, I want someone who can do my panel beating, do the paint job, then do the graphics. So I told him, you can bring the car to me, then I'll do it. So I took the car to my place where I used to live, outside my...
Now at your home, eh?
Yeah, at home, just the compound outside. So I went to Isili, looked for a panel beater, then looked for a guy for preparation, and I was doing the paint and the graffiti. So I started like that at home. Slowly, alhamdulillah, with the grace of Allah, things started picking up. People started liking my designs, because the first time I started, people never liked my design because they were different. You see, graffiti was not something people in Kenya people recognize. So it's something new, because it was all about abstract things. People didn't understand. People thought it was something devilish and all that. But for me, it was an art. It was something, what is in my head, I was trying to
implement it and show it.
Exactly.
Okay. And maybe if I can ask, what was the feeling of your first art and your first graffiti that you've done, and you're like, this is my first one? How was the feeling that day?
Well, till today it's the same, because I'm not those kind of people that I have a big brand. I'm like, I'm sure I can do it. Every time I do something, I'm always scared. I'm always like, I'm asking myself, will it become good? What happened, or will it be outstanding? The first time, I think, the first thing I did, I was like asking everybody, ikoaje, ikoaje. People are telling me it's good. But with me, I always see it's not that as perfect as it is. Because I never thought that what I started was going to become something. To me, it was not like it is my dream. Okay, my dream when I was small was I wanted to become famous in doing what I'm doing. Because I remember when I was young, before my parents died, when I was young, I used to do very unique things.
I can see even you have 2 watches, eh?
Yes, because Alhamdulillah, Allah gave me a gift which I can use both of my hands. Okay. I can write with my left and right. Alhamdulillah, I really appreciate Allah for giving me that. Okay. And I love being different. I love doing things differently from everyone. So at that time, I used to want, I really wanted to become famous. But I never thought the gift of art would make me who I am. Even when I started doing this, I was just doing it so that I can get some few, because at that time, let me tell you, there was a place in California called Mpambe and Swahili dishes. If you get some money, that's where you go and eat. Maragwe, chapati.
Now you find that it's a poshy place for
you. For us, for me, it was something very big. Ati you go inside there, unaitisha chapati mbili, maragwe, alafu na juice ya ukuaji. So that's tops. The day is done. I've killed it. So that day, if I get 300, 400 shillings, I'm satisfied. And alhamdulillah, till today, always, you know, I have classes. I teach young boys and girls. This my trade. I always tell them one thing: in life, you have to know how to be satisfied. Normally people come and ask me, Moha, now you are a brand, hey, you are all this. What's your dream? I always tell them one thing, alhamdulillah. What I have now is more than what I wanted.
And what you were expecting,
you see.
Okay, maybe let us speak about your creativity, because you find that in each and every nganya or matatus or buses, it is different. Where does your creativity comes from?
Okay, normally before I start a project, we normally sit down, like the way me and you, we sit down, we discuss. You tell me you love this. Okay, I like interrogate you, because alhamdulillah, I know how to interpret your imagination to reality. So, yes, first I start with the color. You tell me I love this color, or I'll ask you, or I'll tell you, it looks like you love blue or gray, something like that. Then it's like, oh, yes. So from there now I start getting the theme of the vehicle. I know I'll start using a gray color, or I'll look for a silver color which will amaze you. Then we discuss on the kind of design. We have internet these days. We go down, maybe you see like a different kind of design. But for me, any design we choose, maybe it's from the internet, I do not copy. It's like that is just an idea. If I see you like that thing, now I'll create my own style with that design you've shown me, but with my own style. That's the reason I become unique. I do every car differently. I don't copy.
Yeah, and that may lead us to our next question. What makes you unique from other people? Because you're not the only person who is doing graphics. But since you've been mentioned as the king of this thing, what makes you more unique apart from that?
Alhamdulillah, I like creating. I like doing every day something different from yesterday. I don't like sticking on one thing. Okay, there are some things I have to do on every car, so that someone can know this is Ahini job ya Moha. So there are some things I do, but every car I like creating. I like doing something new every day. That's what kept me all these years in this business. At the moment, I'm not doing as many matatus as before, because I've trained a lot of boys, and I don't want to always shine on matatu. Even now, I'm becoming older, and the kind of clientele now of matatu, they want some things which, to me and my religion, I cannot do. So at least I just tell them these days I don't do matatus as much. If there is something, there are some things I can do and some I can't completely.
Okay, mashallah, speaking about some things which you can do and what you cannot do, is there anything that maybe one time a client came and like, I want you to draw this for me, and you're like, according to my religion, I think I cannot deal with such kind of graphics and arts?
Someone came with 200,000 on the table. He gave me a design. The design was all about girls. They're like half naked, and wines, beers. Yani, it's like they wanted to do like a graffiti of a van which looks like a party, party thing with girls popping champagnes and all that. But for me, I couldn't do it. I told him with my religion and the respect I get from people in the society, there are some things I cannot do, no matter how much you give me. For me, money is not important. I'm not a rich person, I'm a satisfied person. I'm someone who is content with what Allah has given me. Even if it's 1,000, I'm content. I don't need, provided I pay my bills. Everyone has debts. Kila mtu ana madeni. I pay my denis and alhamdulillah. There are some things, let's say if a alcohol company comes to me. 2 weeks ago, I got a call from an agent. They wanted me to do some graffiti on walls. So I went to their office. Unfortunately, I didn't know what they wanted. So I went there, they told me that we have like 6 walls. So we did a calculation because I was charging them per square meter. Everything came to 670,000. Alhamdulillah, I was broke, and I'm broke at the moment. So they told me this.
Yes.
So I was like, So, and they told me it's urgent. We have to do it. Now, then I went to the main question. Now, what is it all about? So they told me it's a new brand of alcohol. It's targeting the youth from 18 to 24. I stood up, I told them I can't do if it's alcohol. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Do you have anyone you can recommend? I don't know. So the manager there was like, I forgot, Mohammed is a Muslim. He can't do alcohol. Alhamdulillah, I sacrificed something for Allah. Allah will give me more than what I lost.
Yeah, mashallah. And speaking about your employees, because you've told me that you mentor them, you nurture them, which means you are their role model there. So how do you get these young men who are working here?
Okay, now, first of all, I have like a school. It's not a school, but where young boys and girls, they come to me, I train them. They've become Kwanzaa students. Then maybe after 4 or 5 months, instead of going to attachment, they start working with me.
You have like an academy for them.
Yes. Inshallah, if Allah gives us more wealth and everything, I will open a real school where I'll teach them. But at the moment, I teach them just here. I have students that are different from my workers. And 90% of my workers, they came from my students. Yeah, because alhamdulillah, I know panel beating, spray painting, graffiti, body modification, connecting music, electrical. So I do everything. So I teach them everything. So from all those, I'll get maybe 1 panel beater, 1 preparation guy, 1 upholstery guy. Alhamdulillah, and things goes on, yeah.
Mashallah, that's right, and it's very much interesting to get to hear what Moha is saying about graffiti and all about garage. We are taking a short break. We'll be right back. He's going to tell us more about the challenges that he's facing and all that it takes to come and get your car or your nganya to be pimped. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. We're here with Moha. He's telling us more about his business. Yes, Moha.
Yes.
Tell us the secret behind your success, because Mohammed Graffix or Moha Graffix, it's a brand on its own. Yeah.
Okay, my success. Unajua, success, if you say success is what I've achieved, yeah?
Yes.
But alhamdulillah, I don't know how I have achieved it. The only thing I can say, my success has come through the grace of Allah. I can't say that I wake up very early in the morning, I go to the mosque. After the mosque, I go to the gym, like other people say. Then I go to the office very early, I start working. Alhamdulillah, I do all that. But my main secret of success is my ibadah. Because the moment I wake up in the morning to do my Fajr prayer, alhamdulillah, that is life Allah has given me. You know, we'll all enter paradise by His mercy, not our hard work or our prayers and all that. So my secret is all about depending on Allah, putting my trust and my everything to Allah. I wake up, I make sure I do the right thing, I abstain from the wrong things, and I try to do the best things which Allah wants. And I always govern my work with the religion. People bring you very funny deals when you're a brand like Moha. People can tell you, Moha, I have some job we can do here and here, and you will make a lot of money. But wallahi, for me, making a lot of money is nothing. Wallahi, tomorrow we all die. We are leaving everything. So just tell me, the baggage I'll carry with in my janaza, a lot of things I've done to people. Wallahi, my sins yenyewe, they're too much. I can't carry for other people. So alhamdulillah, I always say my success comes to I give it to Allah.
Or maybe if we come back to the matters of business and pimping cars, how much do you charge per car or per?
Okay, every car has its own price. You know, we don't have a specific price like this car comes. Okay, at the moment, like the small cars, we have some specific prices for specific colors, specific cars. But for matatus can come from 50,000 up to 800,000, depending on what we want. There's a car I think we did like in December last year. I think from the body, the interior, it was a gaming van. It was like a matatu. I did it like a limousine. Then we put like TVs inside, PlayStations and all that. It almost costed like 3 million doing all that. And that's all purely like material, equipment. Maybe the labor is like 150,000. But you see that 150,000 is spread across like 3 months. So you don't get a lot of money from one vehicle, because for me, I always want to just make small profit so I can get more clients. And that's what keeping me in business. Because let's say if there are companies which charge like a normal matatu, a normal like a Toyota Prado, almost 200,000. Spray.
Just a spray.
Spray, yeah. Just
coloring.
Yeah, just one color, black, blue, green. But for me, maybe I can charge it from 100, 120, because even I don't want to do israf or do more, get too much profit. I know I can make it, but sometimes I'm always scared, because keeping clients who can pay 100,000, 150,000 is really hard. Because some come to you, then tomorrow the car is hit, then they're like, maybe they don't have money. They say, kwa Mohani, it's expensive. So I do a moderate price where anyone can come to me. Young boys, old people, poor, rich, anyone.
You accommodate
everyone. And I don't charge one thing. Let me tell you. I will tell everyone. I don't charge according to who you are. Okay. If you're an MP, well, my friends tell me that I'm a bit stupid, because maybe if someone comes and he's a rich person, charge him well. But but alhamdulillah, I'll charge according to the job. I'll be just. I will be just. If your car needs only 20,000, why should I charge you 100,000? Just because you're a rich person. Maybe you're wearing a gold watch. Maybe you have 3 phones. You say, well dressed up. No, I charge according to the work I'm doing. I will not overcharge someone because his looks like, someone told me, hey, Moha jamana kakitu. I will not do that.
Mashallah, that's cool. And maybe when you started this business, what was your capital? Because maybe someone who is watching can be like, I would love to do like the way Moha is doing.
Zero.
It is zero.
I didn't have anything.
How was it?
It was really
to
hard.
Start a business with a zero capital.
Okay, I didn't start. You remember I told you that guy from Mpambe gave me his car. He gave me, at that time he used to charge like 25,000 doing the whole car. That's a matatu. So I remember he gave me like 10,000. So that 10,000, I got those guys for penal beating. I paid him like 3,000.
You never had the tools.
Those fundis came with their tools. I was working at home, and the spray machine, the spray compressor, I used to hire it from someone, 500 the whole day. So I didn't have anything. So at that time, that's when I started. When that guy gave me the deposit, I got the guy, then the paint, even I got money from my friends to finish up additional. Because when I finished it, I remember I was like 3,000 less. because I had a debt at the paint shop for 3,000. So that was like less. But always I advise people, before you start anything, you have to be sure what you want to do. And you have to have capital. Because sometimes the capital which I didn't start with, sometimes always brings me back. But alhamdulillah, after being experienced, you know how to work around your problems. And if you are experienced in a certain job, you'll always be good at how to manage it. Because at first it was really hard, because it was like a merry-go-round. You get deposit, you start again, buy material. When it's done, then you're just like over the balance you have to pay bills, maybe your rent, small things. Then another car comes, you start again. So a business like this, I'll always advise people, you want to open a garage, you have to have capital for material, tools, and extra money to balance your job. Because sometimes, you see, like our jobs, it has a lot of challenges, There's a time we even redo a car like 3-4 times. And you cannot ask the client, because maybe the chemicals reacted. You won't start calling the client, ati niongeze 20,000 on top of, you can't.
And I think that is part of some of the challenges that you face.
Exactly. Okay. And some other people tell me, you should tell the client to add. But with my, I don't know, I think I'm stupid a bit, but I can't. It feels it's my responsibility, because I charged you, let's say 70,000.
And that was my budget.
That was my budget. So if something reacts, the chemical reacts and all that, it's upon me and the guy who sold me the paint to see how to work around it. You see, that's why you keep shops where you buy your paint close, so that maybe something goes wrong, they can give you paint on half prices, or even they can give you an extra paint if they feel your pain. So you see, like sometimes weather, you can do a car, like we did a car recently, then it was too hot and that car was black. So I think with the black paint and the heat, it reacted. The owner didn't want to know. He wanted the car by the day after tomorrow. We did it today, so I had tomorrow to do the finishing and give him. So the only thing I had to do, call him, sweet talk him to give me like 3-4 more days for me to rectify some problems.
Before I ask you about the moral support of whom helps you and gives you that like support whenever you need it, in 2020 there was a pandemic, COVID-19. How was it for you, and how did you overcome it in this business?
Alhamdulillah, it was not easy. It was extremely hard. Alhamdulillah, we went through it, but I really got some really big challenges because I was not here. I was in industrial area. At that time where I used to be, I used to pay a rent, very high rent, and I didn't have job from March, April, May, June. So rent compiled. By July, I was kicked out. I'm still paying the debts till now. It was really hard. Things went down completely. My life was like, everything just stopped. But alhamdulillah, through sabr, we went through it. But it was not easy. It was extremely hard. I lost, like you see, the workers I have now here, only 2 remained. My workers left me. I lost like 90% of my friends. People I used to call friends, at that time when things really went down, I used to call friends, can you help me with this? Because I remember the time I was kicked out, because the landlord told me like today, it was on Thursday, by Monday I don't want you in my premises. You can imagine, I have only like 2-3 days. The guy who towed some other old cars from my workshop, he did it for me for free because he felt the pain I was going through. At that time, people, I was the only people who stood by me as my family and my Muslim brothers. Those are the people who are with me till today. Yeah, those are the people who came. Yes, at that time, everything stopped. I weigh. My normal weight is like 83 kgs. At that time, I went up to 60. You can imagine 20 kgs because you know, yeah, you have sabr. but it reaches a point where it's like, you know, this is test from Allah.
Yeah.
We are all human beings. You do your dhikr and pray and everything, but sometimes even you cannot eat because you have your kids, you have rent, you have everything waiting for you, and everyone is crying. Everybody, their business is down, so you can run to someone else. You have to be patient and wait for the qadar of Allah. But alhamdulillah, it taught me something.
Yes, what is that one thing that taught you till today? You're like, I learned this from that day.
Allah can break you. Allah will break you to make you. Because before that, I think I trusted people so much. I never thought that people would turn around.
MashaAllah. And maybe the support which now you're getting, that was then in COVID-19, but now that like the years have moved forward and everything, now who is your biggest supporter? Like whenever I'm down, I feel like I can just go to this guy and be like, you explain your...
I have like 4 or 5 brothers. They're a bit older than me by 2-3 years. Every time I'm down, like today, alhamdulillah, in the morning I was really down. I just called them. I called one of them. His name is Omar Awad. Mashallah, he's more than a brother to me. He always gives me words of advice from the Quran and the Hadiths. That's all. I don't need to hear from someone telling me that, you know, in business it is profit, loss. But the moment I hear quotes from the Quran and the Hadith,
it gives you motivation and strength.
Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went through very hard times, more than what we are going through. The pious people went through the hardest times, and alhamdulillah, they went through and everything. But for us, this is a small trials for this dunya, and alhamdulillah, when they are done for good. Then they come more evil. Life cannot be always good.
Okay, in terms of your achievement, what is that thing that you can say that I'm really proud of this thing that I've done?
Okay, I think, alhamdulillah, I think what I can say I've achieved, and I know it will be there maybe for a very long time, is the fact that people didn't believe that a guy can, like me, kijana tu wa mtaani, can do what I was doing. Because I remember when I started, a cousin of mine, a family, my cousin saw me in town, very dirty, paint all over, holding tint and stickers. He was like, hii ni kazi gani unafanya? Hii kazi ya watu kama sisi. Imagine. Exactly. I'm embarrassing the family. Because I remember that time I was really dirty. It was raining, Kirinyaga Road, matope till my knees here. I'm sitting down waiting for a client to bring his car. For me just to put a name, private. I was getting 50 bob from that. The sticker is 120 and he's paying me 50 bob. You see? But for me it was just the thing I was doing. I was really loving that. So it made a difference. You see how many guys now, they are self-employed because people believed. At that time, people who always wanted to be employed. But after people saw me, that there was a time no one used to know about Isili. Isili was all about Garissa Lodge. Yes. But after Moha Graffix came to the TVs and everything, started knowing, oh, so Isili, there are garages. Okay. There's someone in Isili who can do something different from everyone. Alhamdulillah, me, I wanted to become a doctor. But because my parents died, I didn't get the ability to go to my university and all this. Maybe that was the will of Allah for me to be a role model to a lot of young people. Every day, my phone is full of DMs, messages from guys, people calling me, Moha, I love what you do. I think my passion of being someone who can treat something. Because I remember when I was in high school, yes, I used to buy books with prescriptions. If you have a problem, maybe here you take this medicine. Even my family, my friends, when they are sick, they call me Moha. Kidogo hapa,
I'm feeling this way.
Wallahi, I tell them.
MashaAllah.
Because it's like a passion I had. And now me, being Moha, someone who can treat cars, someone calls me, maybe someone is not here. Moha, I feel my car doing this and this.
What's the problem?
What is the problem? Alhamdulillah, I tell them that's the problem. They go to a garage. Moha, uliniambia ukweli. Well, things like that, Allah can give you for free.
And I think it makes you happy whenever you help.
I'm very happy.
If now you can get opportunity, someone be like, I want to take you to school so that you can become that doctor. Will you take the offer?
No.
You're okay.
Alhamdulillah, me I'm satisfied.
You're now the doctor.
Yes.
You deal with cars.
Yes, anything with cars.
You're a good doctor.
Call me.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah, I know everything. Okay, not everything, but more than what that person who will call me will be knowing.
MashaAllah. Maybe your punchline as we close the show, someone who is watching, and maybe you can give them advice as a youth.
Please pray. 5 swala, toe zaka, watu watoe. Let me tell you, what has helped me a lot. Anytime I feel like things are not going well, I like giving out. Even if it's 100 shillings, 20 bob. If I have 30 bob, I'll remove 15 bob I give. So the more you give, Allah gives you back. So, and pray. Because I don't think there's anything else. If I tell people now, tafuta capital zaidi, work hard, wallahi, just pray. Pray is the main thing in our lives. We have problems, yeah? We call rich guys, dos, vipi. You know, at that time, even when you're calling that guy, you can even stand. It's like you are very attentive. You're like, boss, you know, I have a problem and this and this. But we forget that Allah in 1 second, how many human beings He feeds. How many human beings He gives rizq. Insects, birds, trees. And then we are scared of just a day's risk. To Allah, that's nothing. That's why if I tell people to pray and give and be obedient and become good. You know, us Muslims, we are all about our character. You become a good person in character. Even the non-Muslims will love Muslims. Let me tell you, the reason I have my clients, 90% are non-Muslims. Let's say 98% are non-Muslims. The reason is they come to me because they know, even if they leave their phone inside the car, they call me after 2 days. Moha, I left my phone. I'll tell it's in my office. It's safe. Because they trust Muslims. And it's upon one guy to change the perspective of every people. Because like you see, like boda guys, if one makes a mistake, what in your buyer? This is true. The same as Muslims. One becomes a thief or a conman, or Islamu. But one becomes good, wallahi, you're protecting like 200 people.
We are ambassadors.
Yes. Wallahi, for me, I think that's the reason I'm here. That's the reason Allah has given me this kind of job, to interact with every kind of people, to make them love the religion. Because alhamdulillah, they see me. I have my mswala here. Time for prayer comes. I tell them, just give me 1 minute. I pray. Sometimes they come and sit. They look at me. They're like, you stop your job to pray? I tell them that's the only time I stop. I don't stop for lunch. I don't stop for afternoon tea. I don't take breakfast. And alhamdulillah, we fast. We have our own small group. We fast Monday and Thursdays. Yeah. My brothers. Yeah, those my Muslim brothers. Every Monday, Thursday we fast. We all open fast together. You see, those kind of things, other people see it and they're like interested in your religion. People even sometimes just come to me, Moha, leo ni Monday, are you fasting? Do I take you for lunch? So like things like that. You see, alhamdulillah, we have converted a lot of clients of mine being Muslims because of they see the character. And that's the main thing about our religion.
Thank you so much, Moha. I know we can speak till tomorrow.
Nasikia mashini mwakisho naambiwa wewe umechelewa.
It is fine. Till there, thank you so much for watching. My name is Abdurrahman Gaddafi Yassin, and this was Show Me The Market.